What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ABNC show. My name is Zane Hashmi, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, whatever. I'm tired.
Both.
Josh Sharp. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Trying to
Doing
catch up on some sleep. I don't have a whole lot of work to do this week, so I'm just chilling. Might actually start reading comics again because I probably should be doing that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not a huge comic reader, even though, yeah,
I mean,
I'm doing good. I'm chilling.
I gotta catch up. I haven't caught up since January, February. The last comic I actually got was an Aquaman comic, I think.
I remember when Rebirth officially was getting ready to launch. I was just like, all right, this is the time where I'm finally gonna really hunker down and stay up to date on my comics, and I started to do that, and then
Nope, didn't happen.
oh yeah, no, everything just kind of fell apart.
I mean, DC's gonna reboot in what, 2 more years, 3 more years?
Yeah, I might start reading Batman because that was the one Rebirth book that I actually quite liked. I remember that I have one issue of the when the button first came out. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab the first issue because I was in California.
Right.
I was at a comic shop, so I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. And then, oh no, actually no, I did read it, but I didn't read any of the other issues afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of defeats the purpose of having a copy of the first issue one of the button and not really doing anything with it. But
Right.
I'm gonna try to get back on the horse. There's some comics that are coming out recently, are coming out The Question. I'm super excited about that.
Right.
And, they just announced. It's almost like an Elseworld story where it takes place after Nightfall and Batman and Bruce didn't gain back the mantle of the Bat. I'm super stoked on that.
Was that the cover you sent this morning into the group, or that was?
Yeah. And I was screaming at Alex. I'm like, Alex, you need to get the hell on break. So I need to find out what this is, man.
Damn.
He's gonna find out the solicits and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it looks super awesome. I'm really itching to get back into reading comics now.
I mean, I keep mine digital, but I will go to the store every now and then. I mean, the stores around here are fucking dead. But when I was in California a couple months ago, they had all the comic shops there are loaded as hell.
Dude, no, California is maybe this because over here I haven't seen a whole lot of comic shops, but California seems to be the place to be for if you want to get comics. There's literally a comic shop within 5 miles of each other, so it's crazy.
I think the one that was near where I was staying, I think it was Meltdown or something like that. I think it was Meltdown. I don't remember. I would try to go there every week whenever I was in California.
I was in LA and I went to the Comic Bug and there's another one.
Something Apple. Right? There was something.
No. It was in Culver City.
Oh.
So I'm obviously I'm not from California yet, but I don't remember what it was called. But it was really nice. I bought it. That was actually where I bought my Batman animated series kind of statue figurine that I have on my desk right now.
Lucky. All right, let's get into it. So we're recording on a Monday. So earlier today, the first trailer for the upcoming Kingsman prequel, known as The King's Man, was released today. It looks like it's going to take place during World War II. So there's no Eggsy, no Harry, none of that. It's all new characters. So we got our first look.
Nobody's singing Country Road. Yeah,
no Country Road, no goofiness of. It looks pretty down earth and gritty and a little more serious. So Josh, did you get a look at the trailer and what'd you think?
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I knew that they were they were wanting to do a Kingsman prequel, and I had found out just after watching the second film, which is, in my opinion, god awful. It took terrible. Everything that was
terrible,
charming and unique and original and really nice about the first film and just completely butchered it. There was just a lot of weird decisions that they made.
You get shot in the face, you could still survive.
Yeah, you get shot directly in your eyeball, and all you get is just some brief amnesia. Okay. Then again, they kind of, it's like a comic book world-esque, so I could kind of understand that and suspend disbelief in that aspect. But just grinding up people and putting them into burgers
and then there's the whole
Elton John dropping F-bombs, and it was just really. I don't know.
It was such a disappointment. I unabashedly love that first movie. I'll sit down and watch that movie at least a couple times a year. I love that first movie. Second one, I went, I think it was opening weekend, and like 30, 45 minutes into it, I was like questioning why was I here. Like it
Yeah,
was
like I tried to watch that movie on 2 separate occasions because
mhm.
I didn't go see it in theaters because I heard it was
Lucky
bad.
soul,
But
lucky soul.
I was just like, oh, it's Kingsman. It's gonna be awesome. Like I'm not gonna miss out on this. So I ended up like popping it in like one like Saturday night or whatever, and it was a struggle to finish that movie. I had to stop it, and I was just like, I'm going to bed. I'll finish this like tomorrow. And then I think I came back and I watched it with my family, and we were all just like, yeah, no, that was really really bad. So
I don't know where you
but
went
like
wrong. Like literally, I mean, Kingsman 1 has its weaknesses a little bit, and Kingsman 2 is just literally all weaknesses. Literally killing
yeah,
off characters from in the beginning, bringing back characters, and like it was so goofy, over the top, ridiculous. It made no sense. It was.
and it was like super surprising because Matthew Vaughn is a really good director, and
Mhm.
I'm really surprised that he kind of dropped the ball with the second one. But I feel like this whole prequel is like him trying to like recapture what maybe made the first Kingsman so well, even though they're not using the exact same kind of like themes and like goofy stuff. I think kind of having it as like a period piece almost is
I think it's like
a
World War II ish. I think. Or World
yeah,
War
you know,
One.
like either during World War II or it probably takes place after World War II, or they're just like we're gonna protect our country or some shit.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, I'm interested in it. Cautiously optimistic. So we'll see what happens with that.
I mean, yeah, it looks. I was kind of thrown off because like the tone of the trailer makes it seem like more dramatic and more gritty, like compared to what we've seen in the franchise like thus far. Like the first one, it's ridiculous, but like it keeps within its boundaries. But the second one was just all goofy ridiculousness. This one seems like it's kind of taking it back. I'm sure we'll get some like goofy fun a little bit in there, but for the most part, it will be like a little bit more serious considering the setting and everything. It's always great seeing Ralph Fiennes in there. I love the guy. And like it's got a pretty stacked cast, whom we did not see in the trailers. Um, but yeah, I hope this movie's good. I really want this movie to be good.
I think Daniel Brohl's in it. Your beloved
Well,
Zemo.
hang on. I love Civil War and all that, but I do agree Zemo is like the weak link in that movie.
Thank you for
Uh,
finally.
I know. I'm saying, look, I love
You've
Civil War.
never said that before.
I'm. Oh, really?
Yeah, you've never.
This is the
You've
first.
always been like you were like, yeah, Zemo's better than Lex Luthor. Like, get out of here.
Okay, yeah, he is better than Lex Luthor in terms of
Get
that.
at no.
But he's
no,
still
he's
no.
not.
They're both pretty bad villains. I will argue that. But they're both pretty bad. Their plans make no sense. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Aaron Taylor Johnson's in this, whom we did not see, but
Is he really?
he's in this movie. Yeah, we just didn't see him in the trailer. I don't think.
Huh. I actually did not know
Let me pull up a cast. Actually, Matthew Good is in this, who played Ozymandias in Watchmen, Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to pull up the cast list. 1 second. The Kingsman. I think the title's pretty cool. The Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Yeah. So obviously there's a newer actor. I mean, I've never seen him, but like he's with Ralph Fiennes and some sees Tom Holland, Jamon Hansu, Stanley Tucci, Charles.
Right, I think it's worth mentioning that you didn't say Tom Holland. His name is Tom Hollander.
Yeah, didn't I say Tom Hollander?
No, you totally just said Tom Holland.
Oh, sorry. Tom Hollander, who's in Bohemian Rhapsody and the shitty Bird Box movie. I don't know if you
I still
saw.
have yet to see that.
It's bad. It's pretty bad. Stanley Tucci's in it. I'm looking around. It's got a pretty stacked cast. I'm not gonna. Gemma Arterton, who was in.
Beautiful.
She is. She very much is. Trying to think who else. Jamon Hansu from Aquaman, Shazam, Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy, and all that. Charles Dance from Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's got a pretty stacked cast. Like every director has their bad days. Even Steven Spielberg, even Nolan will have a really bad day.
Interstellar, yes.
I mean, look, Interstellar's okay. I don't mind Interstellar. I think you just got to give it a rewatch.
I really do.
Yeah, have you only seen it once?
I've seen it twice. The first time I saw it, and I was just like, yeah, no, I don't like this. And then I saw it again, I think like 6 or 7 months later, and I was just like, yeah, still don't like it. So, third time's the charm, hopefully.
Third time's the charm.
I want to like it, because I like space and like stars and stuff.
Right. But you know, like every director has their bad day. I feel like Matthew Vaughn is gonna take what like didn't work about Kingsman 2. I'm pretty sure like he knows like people didn't like the second Kingsman. I don't know if he's on social media or anything or if he pays attention to reviews. But I think he knows. That's why like you could totally see a difference between this movie and the others. So I'm glad he's back. I love Matthew Vaughn and I love his work. But you know, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic like you. I am gonna go see it if it's good. Hopefully, I'm gonna wait for reviews.
I'm gonna wait until you go see it. That way, if it sucks, I don't pay money for it because
No,
I'm not really.
Here's the thing: like, I remember, I was like, the reviews came out for Kingsman 2, and they were pretty bad. I was like, well, no, man, this movie can't be that bad. It's Kingsman. It's Matthew Vaughn. You cannot mess this up again. Or like, you can't mess this up. It's gonna be awesome. I go in literally an hour into the movie, and she like puts a dude into the meat grinder. Whatever.
Yep, makes it to a burger.
Makes it to a burger.
And she's got like robo dogs or some shit.
Robo dogs, and like the dude has a bionic arm, and like every single action scene is like zooming in and out.
They took the comic book feel of the first one and just cranked it up to the point where everyone was just like,
"We get it." Like every action scene in that movie tried to be the church scene from the first movie.
Yeah,
it was like the hyper camera thing or whatever. Yeah, it was
not very good.
Not very good. I'm hoping this one pulls through. Comes out in February. So
yeah, February 14th out of freaking Valentine's Day.
Which is what I believe strange. The first Kingsman movie opened around then too.
Did it?
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, it was February 2015. Yeah, February 2015. Kingsman 1. Yep. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Josh, I'm going to let you take this one. It's some rumors concerning Birds of Prey and Black Mask.
Yep. All right. So for the past week or so, there's been a rumor going around the internet surrounding Black Mask. First, before I say this, I want to mention that before this whole rumor came out, there's people who had seen a test screening for the film were saying that Black Mask was one of the best DC live action villains ever. They said that he's phenomenal, he's fantastic. And then somebody by the name of Grace Randolph, whether you want to see her as a reliable source or not, she kind of took to Twitter, I think about 6 or 7 days ago, and kind of dropped a bomb on everyone's timeline, saying that that Black Mask is gay in Birds of Prey, and that he's flamboyantly gay, mm-hmm. and apparently he flirts with Victor Zsasz a lot in the film, and they kind of have this weird kind of relationship, and if this ends up being true, potential spoiler warning.
Oh yeah.
Say that the plot twist in the film is Black Mask trying to get back dick pics that were hidden in a diamond. And no, I am not making this up. This is a real rumor that is going around right now. So if you look at Black Mask on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you're going to see this rumor kind of everywhere. Mm-hmm. I've seen kind of conflicting reports from insiders saying that this is fake. This is true. It's kind of all over the place at this point. I've reached out to some people that I know that essentially laughed about it when I mentioned it. But yeah, Zane, what do you think about this, man?
I mean, I've been asking around. I have not gotten a direct answer. They're like, well, there's some of it's true, most of it very true, some of it isn't. I'm like, what does that mean, dude? They're like, oh, we can't say. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Here's my kind of take on it.
Mm-hmm.
If he's gay, I don't care. That's fine. That doesn't really bother me. He's a fictional character. You can do whatever you want with him. The thing that I have a problem with is the whole hidden dick pics in a diamond.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense. There is no way you can put that in a film, at least in my opinion.
Isn't that what,
where it would make sense?
Didn't they do that with this past season of Punisher? Something like that?
No, dick pics? No.
No, not dick pics specific, but they were I haven't fully caught up on season 2, but someone kind of spoiled for the fact that that's almost the same story that happens in Punisher season 2.
I haven't finished Punisher. I haven't finished season 2, so I honestly couldn't tell you.
Oh, so, but yeah, I mean, look, I know there's an uproar about the fact that he's gay or whatever. I could care less, to be honest. I think it's fine that he's a gay villain for hair. I mean, sure, go for it. This whole storyline about how Cassandra Cain. It should be noted that in the same rumor, Cassandra Cain is the one that eats the diamond.
Yeah, she swallows it whole or some shit.
And the whole point of the movie is that Black Mask is trying to get her, and so they can cut her open and get the diamond out.
There is no possible way that you can pitch the story to a studio like Warner Brothers, and they're just like, this sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and make this. This sounds like complete and utter bullshit. Like I buy the whole gay part. As long as he looks like Black Mask and he has a black mask, I'm fine. And I love Ewan McGregor. He's a phenomenal actor. But if you honestly are going to bring the first live action iteration of Black Mask on screen and have him searching for dick pics, you are stupid. That's so dumb. I can't get behind that. There's no way anyone can describe that plot twist to me and make me go, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. I buy that. I accept that. That's cool. No, that sounds like fan fiction. It really does. Like somebody on Tumblr is like, oh god, Black Mask and dick pics or something. Like, I don't know. Nah.
I mean, it's so out there. Like, it just sounds so bizarre. But like, truth be told, the people people who are reliable in this industry have said, you don't know the movie in context, and that's true. We could be sitting here laughing and being like, WTF, at this whole thing about Cassandra Cain swallowing diamonds for whatever reason. We just don't know the context. We don't know the context of the story. We don't have a script. We haven't even seen the movie. We haven't even seen a trailer for the movie.
Based off of what I heard, we're actually getting a trailer this weekend at Comic-Con.
That'd be.
Don't quote me on that though, but I've heard through the grapevine that we might be getting a trailer this week. So
I guess we'll find out.
We're gonna see that dick pic diamond. I swear to God.
I don't know. Would they reveal that in the trailer?
Well, probably not, because Grace Randolph said it's a plot twist. But like, aren't like plot twists supposed to be like interesting?
Okay, so here's the thing. I have two sides to this. Number one, it's very weird. Number two, she should not have tweeted this out. Like, if it's a plot twist or like whatever, you don't tweet it out. You don't spoil it for everybody who's gonna go see the movie. Like even if it was like, what if it was like an actual legitimate plot twist? I'm sure this is gonna be. I mean, if this is true, if this is indeed the plot twist of the movie, why give it away for like everyone to see? Like,
for clicks and attention.
I like, it's so selfish. Like, people have been, like, even if this is true, Warner Brothers and the directors and Margot Robbie and everybody has been like keeping hush about the story of this movie for a reason. I'm just saying, if this ends up being true, I'm not saying it is or whatever. If this ends up being true, like, then that secret is lost. Like, the trust is lost immediately right there.
Hey, if it ends up being true and it's all like out there, maybe they'll just reshoot it and just get rid of it. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, this is also kind of like a separate story. I mean, we could kind of talk about this, I guess. It still involves Birds of Prey.
The test screenings.
Yeah, there were some reports going around.
That you better mention.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't include it in the show notes, but
the test screening for Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
they did like a test screening for it, and then like, apparently Warner Brothers isn't like super happy about it, but yet I believe
test audiences
like the audience like really loved it, so it's like kind of like this whole back and forth thing.
Mm-hmm. Which is also concerning, considering Warner Brothers' track record with some scissors and some reshoots. Let's just hope to God Birds of Prey is fine. Look, if like I said, we just need some context. Clearly, we don't know the full story. If this ends up being true, like, what if this is done like really well and like really artsy and like really done meticulously, like planned out and everything? Like, I'd be on board with it if you could make it a good story. I mean, it does seem really odd to do this. It makes no sense at the end of the day. But, I mean, it is what it is. If this is true, then I guess we're in for a treat come February, right? The movie comes out February? Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, it's kind of weird that Ewan McGregor would say, this is the storyline for Black Mask, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't really buy it. I honestly think, because like, she's not a very reliable source, at least in my opinion, based on the stuff that I've seen from her and I've followed her for a while. I think it's possible Grace Randolph, you kind of just tweeted this for attention. So
who knows? I mean, I didn't really know her name until like a couple months ago, but that was for some other reasons. But yeah, yeah. I mean, look, this could turn out fine. We just need context. That's all. But let's get into the next.
Fucking black mask out here looking for nudes.
Like that's the story that Ian McGregor signed up for. Yeah. So let's get into the next story. So Warner Brothers last week unveiled their new streaming service called HBO Max, and they kind of showed like had this little sizzle reel that included Justice League for some reason, included Friends, included some Game of Thrones. But a noticeable thing that came up there was Doom Patrol was on there. So this has led some people to believe that is DC Universe really being incorporated into HBO Max, or like is Doom Patrol going to HBO Max? Like what is going on? Like is this like a bundle type thing or what? Do you know?
I mean, from what I've heard, it's all of the content is staying on DC Universe, or it's gonna be like a joint custody type thing, but like the comic stuff will stay exclusive to
DC Universe,
like the DC Universe. So yeah, so new shows like Stargirl and season 2 of Doom Patrol and season 2 of Titans. They'll still be on the DC Universe app. You probably will still have those seasons on HBO Max, but if you want to have, I guess, your like comic stuff, you're gonna want to stay on DC Universe.
Like
that's not gonna be part of HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, so do you think Doom Patrol is still gonna air on both? Whoa, I just hit my mic. DC Universe and HBO Max. Like, do you think it's gonna launch with DC Universe first, or do you think they're gonna launch like because it said specifically Doom Patrol in the sizzle reel?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you think, like, what do you think is the scenario there in terms of launching? Like, do you think, is this where Swamp Thing could possibly go onto HBO Max? Like, what's the future for those shows? Like, will they air first on DC Universe, then like a month later go to HBO Max?
I could see a scenario where they do that, and I'll get back to Swamp Thing in a second because I actually do want to talk about that really quickly.
All right.
Yeah, I think they might end up just doing that, or having like a premiere first on DC Universe because that's where it started, and then maybe.
Right, because I know they do
like
weekly episodes.
Yeah, as soon as the season's over, they'll put the season on HBO Max, or they'll drop all episodes on HBO Max and only have them weekly on DC Universe. There's a lot of things that they could do with that. Mm-hmm. But interesting that you mentioned Swamp Thing because it's something that I actually noticed today. So we all know that Warner Brothers is not going to have a Hall H panel at Comic-Con this year. It's common knowledge; everyone knows that.
Right.
But DC is going to have a huge kind of presence on the show floor for like the DC Universe like booth. They're going to have like a bunch of like posters and like information.
You could probably expect a Titan Season 2 trailer.
Yeah, Titan Season 2 trailer is most likely happening this Saturday, I think. Saturday or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving out posters. They have a poster for Doom Patrol,
Which
Titans,
looks awesome.
Young Justice. Yeah, all of those look awesome. But they have a Swamp Thing poster. And it's a new poster.
Wait, really?
Yes. Yeah, it's a new Swamp Thing poster, and they're giving these posters out to fans that are, going to be in attendance. Like if you're a annual or monthly subscriber to DC Universe, you're going to get these posters if you go to the booth. And like my question is just like, why would they be giving out stuff for a show they canceled?
Mm-hmm.
Like why would they? That's a little weird. What's a show that you really like that got canceled?
It's oh, that's a good one. That guy, Daredevil.
Do you see Marvel going, oh, here, buy some Daredevil merch at like our things, even though we canceled the show or any of it?
Is Swamp Thing still going on, or like in terms of?
Yeah, no, Swamp Thing had episode 7, I believe, this past week.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that would be a really big thing for them to announce. Is like, yeah, no, Swamp Thing season 2 is coming and it'll be exclusively on HBO Max. I would flip out. I'd be so happy. That show is so good, man. Like it doesn't deserve to get canceled, but I think it's just really interesting that the HBO Max kind of like sizzle reel trailer had Justice League footage in it when that is like it's like WB's ugly duckling at the moment.
For real.
Yeah, like they want nothing to do with that. So I find it very interesting. I've heard murmurs of this particular cut. And then now you've got Doom Patrol in there, and now they're giving out now DC's like giving out like Swamp Thing freaking posters. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this whole DC HBO Max thing, and I'm very curious to see. Maybe we'll get some more information about it at Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I would love if Swamp Thing gets picked up. I've heard great things. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hearing phenomenal things. I really hope they stick the landing, considering of the amount of episodes that were cut. But yeah, I would really love for that show to get picked up by HBO Max because it got canceled for, I mean, obviously stupid reasons. But it is what it is. But yeah, I actually did not know that. I didn't know I saw the posters for Young Justice, Doom Patrol, and Titans. I didn't see there was a Swamp Thing one. So that, yeah, you're right. Like, why would they have a poster for something that's canceled? It's like having a poster for. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna go with that comparison. It's just kind of odd. So I'm sure they will address like what's going on with Swamp Thing, or like somebody will say, never say never. It could come back. But yeah, I think with HBO Max in play, I think Swamp Thing being renewed could be a more likely could be a very likely scenario in the future. But yeah, speaking of the Snyder Cut, I saw today on my timeline that someone is already paying to have released the Snyder Cut, bus ads and everything on the buses at Comic-Con, and like gonna have like posters everywhere for it. Have you seen those on your timeline or?
Oh, dude! Not only do they have like kind of like banners on buses, they have like straight up billboard. They have a billboard.
Oh my god!
In downtown
San Diego,
like in downtown LA, or
LA.
Either LA or San Diego, wherever. And I'm hopefully Sean can get a picture of it, and we'll have like on the screen. But like, that's if you're watching on YouTube. But like, yeah, no, they have straight up released the Snyder Cut billboards now. Like, I don't know how much money it takes for a billboard. I'm guessing it's pretty expensive.
It's very expensive.
But like, yeah, no, like the Snyder Cut fans are like really kind of like going all out. But the thing about it is like you're not gonna get any kind of announcement at Comic-Con this year. I highly doubt it. If anything, you only hear anything in like once the HBO Max.
It'd probably be with like a tweet or something.
Drops. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, but I don't think we're getting anything this weekend.
Probably not. So don't.
You gotta commend them for their tenacity for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The Snyder Cut fandom kind of gets like a lot of hate, and part of it is I think is justified because I've seen a lot of stuff from that fandom. But I think the majority of the people, they just want to see a good movie. I'm one of those people. Like I just want to see a good movie. Like, you hire the director for a reason. Go ahead and allow him to finish that vision that you hired him to see through. So, I mean, yeah, again, I just think it's a little bit extra. Banner, release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, but going a little off topic, but Netflix. Well, I mean, as you know, Quentin Tarantino. What he did with Netflix on his movie called The Hateful Eight. It's that movie, I believe, is on Netflix. The Hateful Eight. What Tarantino was able to do with Netflix, he was able to cut together like The Hateful Eight as like a mini limited series. So he cut that movie with extra footage that he shot that was deleted, and he was able to like it's like an alternative cut or whatever for Netflix. So you could still watch The Hateful Eight, but there's another cut on Netflix where Quentin Tarantino himself got to cut and everything. It's like 4-episode miniseries type of thing. They're all like an hour, and he got to put deleted scenes or whatever. I don't know what it's called. I'm actually gonna look it up.
I actually did not know that. That's actually really cool.
So what I was thinking was like, sure, Justice League, the theatrical version that everybody has seen. Well, I mean, if it tanked, nobody has seen it, but the one that came out in theaters, they'll probably have that on HBO Max, but there will probably be some alternative version on there. Like, so yeah, I have it right here. So you can watch the full-on theatrical cut of The Hateful Eight on Netflix. But there's also an option saying on a different page, The Hateful Eight Extended Edition. And it's season 1. There's 4 episodes, and they're all 50 minutes. And it includes like deleted scenes and like has some connective tissue to make it. It was cut as if it was a TV show, essentially, like a long TV show.
I might have to. I think the next time I watch The Hateful Eight, I'm gonna watch it like that because that is really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tarantino cut it himself actually. Like apparently there's a rumor that he might do it to Django Unchained too, as well. I don't know. So I'm just saying. I mean, that could be a possibility. Like they would put alternative, like you'll have Justice League and then you'll have Justice League alternative unfinished cut. That would really get people to subscribe to HBO Max. People who were against Warner Brothers in the first place.
Oh yeah, no, dude. You know how much money they would make off subscriptions for that?
Oh, for sure. Like world premiere, like you could only watch it here.
HBO Max exclusive.
Like, and here's the thing.
League director's cut.
Here's the thing. It would have costed Warner Brothers to put out like this Snyder cut on digital, like Google Play and iTunes. It would have cost them money to put it on Blu-ray or anything like that. With their own service, it would cost them nothing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it would only cost, what, about like 10-50 million to actually finish the movie.
Well, I don't even know if you would.
Which if they're raking in buku's amounts of money, like they're going to be doing with HBO Max, that's gonna be like a no-brainer. If you are smart and you care, like you care about your consumers, you care about the people that are giving you their money, like just do it.
I mean, I wouldn't even think you would have to finish it. Like, I think it's a cut that's still there. Sure, you could just say, you can have an intro or somebody. Actually, I don't think you can have an intro. You can have like a title card saying some scenes were not finished, not properly sounded. Like, people who are gonna watch this know what it is. Like, they know it's an unfinished cut. Like, you could just like have a title card that some scenes may not be finished or properly rendered or whatever. If Avengers Endgame could have a re-release with Ugly Hulk, I'm pretty sure we could like take a title card at the very beginning saying some scenes were not finished properly or like not sounded properly. Like, you probably wouldn't have, if you wanted to do like some touch-ups, it would probably cost like $1 million max, maybe. So it's it's in the realm of possible. If Tarantino could do it with Netflix, I think the odds are like closer for this to happen. It'd be really exciting. It would be great if HBO Max were to do something like this. Like, I would actually sign up just to watch it and then probably unsubscribe.
I'll probably stay subscribed because it gives me reason to watch. Well, it gives me a way to watch Game of Thrones and just watch it just like in its entirety.
Oof, good luck. I hated the last season.
Oof.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that the rumors of like DC Universe shutting down or anything, like all the other DC shows being canceled or whatever on DC Universe, I think those rumors could be put to rest. I think everything's in good hands with HBO Max and with Warner Bros. With everybody there. Yeah, I think that just kind of puts it to rest, and we're looking like the odds are getting better for things that we want to see could end up on HBO Max. So let's get
hold on a little while longer.
Just hold on a little. When does the service launch? Like next year, right?
Yeah, next year, just 2020. That's all it said. So I'll probably say maybe quarter one.
Quarter one. Yeah, I think so.
Like April somewhere.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. All it said in the video was like 2020. That's all it said.
Yep.
But let's get into the next topic. So Todd Phillips, the director of the upcoming Joker movie, did an interview where he said that he actually pitched a quote-unquote black division for DC and Warner Bros. Basically, like more outside of the box movies, like the upcoming Joker movie that he's doing for other DC characters. So we kind of talked about last week how if Joker is successful, do you think we could see this? For him to kind of pitch a black division of DC, characters in their like out of the box movies. What character do you think could be next, or like do you think Todd Phillips is the guy that would kind of oversee this type of division?
I don't think Todd Phillips would be the one to kind of oversee it. I think he was just kind of pitching a concept, and then just kind of seeing where they kind of saw this fitting into their their slate for films that are coming up in the next couple of years. But yeah, DC Black is the name of this new division that he kind of pitched to Warner Brothers.
Right.
I like the name because it kind of reminds me of like comics, where comics have like this separate division for I think right now like DC's Black Label, where they have like these these more mature, darker kind of comics. That's where the whole like Batman penis controversy kind of came from. I think in Batman Damned.
The penis controversy?
Yeah, do you not remember that?
What was it like?
So there was a panel in Batman. I think it was Batman Damned, where Bruce was in the Batcave and he was ass naked, and you saw the outline of his wang. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is gross."
Yeah, I
but
remember.
the thing is DC's Black Label was meant for adults. It was more mature storylines, more mature themes and and pages and all the other stuff. So like the fact that people complained about it, which is very strange considering that's the whole
point
reason for that whole label existing, for that whole division existing,
to go in places that regular traditional comics wouldn't go.
Exactly. So I think doing that same kind of thing for films is really cool. I just think like I don't know. I just think like it's cool, but like they need to make sure they don't like go too kind of like I guess like wild like Batman and like stuff like that. Like you go for like the more obscure characters. Even though Joker's not an obscure character, you get what I'm saying. Like maybe do something like The Question, or
I think you could do one about Two-Face.
Yeah. Question, Two-Face, Deathstroke. If you want to do a Deathstroke film, you can make it a DC Black film. If you want to do like a Lex Luthor kind of origin type deal, like that would be cool.
Or Azrael or anything.
Azrael, I don't know.
I'm just
that's hit or miss.
I'm just
there's a lot of potential with a DC Black film division, but if Joker sucks, this whole thing's been scrapped.
Oh, yeah.
If Joker sucks and like nobody goes to see it, then you can this thing's pretty much DOA.
Oh yeah, but
I hope that's not the case because I think kind of using this division as a way to do stories that you wouldn't normally do. Like hell, we could possibly get like a Superman Red Sun film, or
these are all like Elseworlds type of stories. Like that's why a label like DC Black kind of exists.
Yeah,
it's like you could tell the stories that you could tell like in a traditional comic storyline where everyone reads. I mean, like
exactly.
So I mean, I think kind of Joker being the first film to do this, I think Warner Brothers clearly would be down to do more of these if Joker is like well received, like makes profit and anything like that. I'm sure it's going to make profit considering how cheap it was to make. It's I mean, like I'm in terms of other characters that could be in the play. I don't know, like I didn't really think you could make a Joker movie like this, to be honest. But I mean, look where we are. Really, if this is successful, I don't know who you'd get to kind of oversee it. I guess you don't really need someone to oversee it, like because one thing that Todd Phillips said in the interview was that like you don't see a lot of art house directors like making movies like this, like being able to tell the stories they want to tell in this genre. Like he said, like we don't have to connect it to anything. We could just be our own thing, and that's I think kind of what stood out to me is like he wants Joker to be, and that's why he kind of pitched this whole Black division. He wants whatever movie comes out of this Black division to feel very, auteur driven, like the director driven, like the director is the one actually crafting the story. Like it's not, it doesn't have to be in a shared universe. That you don't need to think about a sequel. You don't need to think about a prequel. You don't have to think about anything. You're just focusing on this movie and trying to make it the best you can and telling the best story, the most out of the box story as well. So
they'd all be separated. There wouldn't be any kind of like working up to like a team up film or anything like that. They're literally just like they're all just see them as one shots.
It's one shots, and like whoever you get, let's say Steven Spielberg will do Two-Face. That will strictly be Steven Spielberg crafting. Like he doesn't have to get notes from anybody. It's him telling the story he wants to tell in this one-off.
It takes place in its own universe. There's no
its own timeline, own universe.
Yeah.
Like this example that I just said, like Steven Spielberg's Two-Face would be in a different universe and different timeline, different everything than what Todd Phillips is doing with Joker. And I'm down with it. You
mentioned Two-Face, like I think that's a really cool idea. Like having this this determined,
politician or
this
DA.
determined politician that is like super like hell-bent on getting rid of crime in Gotham, and he's doing everything he can. He's constantly he's getting constantly jumped by the mob, and like he's finally actually making some headway, finally getting rid of the mob and the gangs off the streets, and then just he turns into one of them. That is you die a hero, leave long enough to see yourself become the villain, bro.
Man,
let's do it.
Two-Face better be in the works.
We want our royalties.
You know what? We're pitching this to Warner Brothers as we speak. Yeah, let's do it.
We want our royalties. We're broke.
Yeah. But like I said, we like these could like you said, you pitched an entire Two-Face movie. Like these directors would come in tell whatever story they want to tell. It could be a story about freaking Batman being drunk, like having like an alcohol issue. Like it would be outside of that. Like I'm just spitballing here.
Mhm.
Like it would be like this type of stuff where you take risks and everything. And I'm down with it. I'm glad Todd Phillips actually kind of pitched the idea to Warner Bros. Saying, hey, let's kind of try to do this. Let's see how this goes. And I'm sure Warner Bros. Is considering it. They're just waiting to see how Joker does.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm down with it, and I want that Two-Face movie now that I mention it.
Give us that Two-Face movie, dog. Don't you mess with me.
Don't you mess with it. But yeah, I'm down. It's gonna be, I think, this Black Label is this Joker movie have a, like, I know like Wonder Bros producing, but in the trailer, does it just straight up say DC, or is there like DC something else?
I think right now it only says DC. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it just kind of just says DC.
Okay. You mean that could change come October, right? This movie comes out in October?
Yeah, October 6th, 4th, something like that.
Something like that. I think that could change by the time, like, opening logo says Warner Bros. And then the DC logo, and then it says black or something like that.
Right. Honestly, do you think we'll get a trailer this weekend? We've only really gotten one.
We've gotten one. We're pretty close. I think... no, I don't think it'd come I don't think it would come at Comic-Con. If anything...
Really?
Yeah, no, like, I think it would come... I don't think we need a trailer until August. Early August. I think that'd be great. Because that's still 2 months to go.
True.
So, and I think, like, right now, it would kind of get buried in, like, whatever news comes out of San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
Like, that's what I feel always kind of happens. Like, sure, you'll get buzz for, like, an hour, but, like, literally 1 hour later, there'll be more buzz generated from something else.
And plus, this isn't one of those movies where you have to release like a bunch of TV spots.
Right. It's like a smaller movie. Like, literally, it's a $50 million movie, maybe less. And like, we got our trailer in April. I think we're good until August. But if by September, we haven't received anything, then that could be a problem. But I think probably early August we'll get our probably end of this month actually, or early August we'll get another trailer for Joker. But I mean, like, every movie I've been to in theaters have been playing the same Joker trailer, so I feel like, I mean, that's still not the problem. I think, people are aware that this movie is coming.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get another Joker trailer. I'm pretty excited. I'm getting more excited every day, this Joker movie, because we, like, last week we got those Empire pictures, and, we're getting to know Robert De Niro's character a little bit. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. Yeah. But let's move into the final topic of the day. This one should be a quick one. So Venom, or Sony, Spider-Man head Amy Pascal says there's no timetable for a Venom sequel. She was doing an interview, I forgot what outlet, and they were asking about Spider-Verse and all them, and then the conversation about a Venom sequel came up, where they asked, what about a Venom sequel? Is that happening? She says, yes, that's in the works, but there's no timetable. So it kind of seems like, they're not in a rush to make some more money, considering how much the first Venom movie made. Almost $1 billion. Right. So what do you think is going on here with Venom?
I honestly think it has something to do with them probably wanting to incorporate that Venom into the MCU in some way, shape, or form. I think the reason why they haven't really started to fast track that is, one, I think Tom Hardy's schedule is kind of pretty busy at the moment. He's filming a movie with Josh Trank at the moment.
Well, that movie's been done for like 2 years now.
Has it? I don't know, dude. I haven't really been keeping up with it. But
no, I've been very intrigued with this movie for a very long time, like with the Fonzo movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've been keeping up.
What it's called. Damn it.
I think they started shooting like literally like end of 2017 or early 2018.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he has a couple of other films in the works. Guarantee he has some sort of role in Tenet, because Tom Hardy and
Chris Nolan
go together like chocolate and ice cream.
Is he actually in that movie though?
I would not be surprised. You'll probably hear in a month or so. Like Tom Hardy
was he in Dunkirk?
In Tenet. Yes, he was the pilot.
Was he in Interstellar?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He might have a cameo. Like Michael Caine's in every single Christopher Nolan movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even Dunkirk, he's there. Even though you don't see him, you can hear him. Yeah, I mean, I think Tom Hardy. I think this is probably just Tom Hardy being, not being, but he's a pretty busy guy. But yeah, it just kind of seems odd that Sony's not trying to fast track it or anything. Which is,
I mean, like since I don't know, I just have a feeling that they're gonna want to try to incorporate his Venom, and they're like trying to figure out a way to do that first before doing Venom 2.
Oh, okay. So, like, have you seen? I don't know if you. I don't know if you have you seen this this video that's been going around. This kind of coincides with Venom and Spider-Man crossing over or something like that. I forgot who named the video, but they kind of broke down this whole the deal that Sony and Marvel made, and like why we're
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like
I saw that.
So like apparently the legalities of it is that as long as Tom Holland's Spider-Man is in the MCU, he cannot meet Venom or something like that. Have you seen like it has something?
I watched the video and it was kind of breaking down why the MCU versions of characters like MJ and Ned and Betty
and why we're probably not going to see Green Goblin anytime soon.
Yeah, like
it kind of does make sense looking after that video, but do definitely check out the video if you guys haven't seen it. I forgot who made it.
Hopefully, we'll have it in the link down below,
or
in the show notes, anything like that.
But basically, like there's like a legal binding contract, like basically like characters that if Sony were to take back the Spider-Man rights, characters that were established in the Spider-Man MCU verse would be frozen essentially. So including Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like Sony couldn't use them, and Marvel couldn't use them. So that means that Tom Holland can't appear in a Venom movie as long as he's in the MCU. And if he's not, then they have to completely do a new Spider-Man. So do you think like if they were to ever do a Venom Spider-Man crossover, do you think Sony would have another Spider-Man going on in that universe, or do you think it would just be straight up Venom? Like it's just straight up Venom is their leader in that verse.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they ended up just bringing back Andrew Garfield because he's an underrated Spider-Man.
He's yeah, I can agree with that. He's an underrated Spider-Man, but no, a lot of people weren't on his side. He's underrated for a reason. But yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't either. I'd be fine with it, except they made Spider-Man 2 is doo-doo.
Spider-Man 2. It's funny because I actually rewatched The Amazing Spider-Man last week, and I want to watch Amazing Spider-Man 2 again because
Amazing Spider-Man 1 is a good movie. I really like that first one. Yeah, it really is. Second one's trash. The
second one has some redeeming qualities from what I remember, but like overall, it's just like kind of.
I saw that movie in the theaters like the first time. I was like, yeah, that was okay, and then I watched it again like a couple months later. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Like, yeah. I took my friend's girlfriend to the. That sounds so wrong. I took my friend's girlfriend at the time to the movies because she wanted to see it, and I had seen it beforehand, but she hadn't seen it, and I was just like, all right, let's just go. And then we sat there, and she was just like, yeah, no, that was. We're never doing that again. And I was just like, why? And she was just like, yeah, that movie was dog shit. And I was like, oh, oops. But like, I mean. Say what you want about that movie, but the scene where Gwen dies.
Oh, it's great. It is greght.
Feels all aboard the feel train.
I would say Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield are like the only saving graces of that movie.
Yeah, their chemistry is through the roof. And something I actually read this past week was that before they shot that scene, Andrew and Emma hadn't seen each other in like 2 weeks, and when he came in, he kind of just like saw his girlfriend dangling like dead, so they just used the first take. They used the first take.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
so I was just like,
I don't think you
good acting.
I don't think you would bring back. I don't think Sony's going to bring back Andrew Garfield because even before this whole deal thing was going on, like it was just brought to my attention like earlier that Sony fired Andrew Garfield. That's why they had to reboot again in the first place. After Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, so, like the Sony head, not Sony Pictures, the Sony head fired Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, because really he like missed a dinner or some shit.
He missed a dinner or a presentation or something because of like a flight delay or something like that. I don't know. Or he was sick.
Yeah, I mean, which is stupid because he can't fly a plane. It's not really his fault.
Yeah,
she got shafted by Sony.
Yeah, he really did. It really does suck. All right, that will do it for us on this week's episode of the ABNC show. Josh, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at really sharp. That's sharp with an E. You can find me on Instagram at DCU News. Make sure you check out our other podcasts. We have Comics and Coffee, where our boys Alex and Evan kind of talk about the latest comics that have dropped, what they've been reading, what they're excited about coming up. We have the Republic Outpost Radio, which is a strictly Star Wars based podcast. Sean and Nate kind of cover like a bunch of other stuff. Make sure you check out the MediaByte.com for news articles and reviews and editorials and stuff. We're gonna be like opening up a Patreon soon, so if you want to like support the stuff that we do and kind of help us, I guess, do more stuff, then you'll have an opportunity to do that if you wish. And yeah, I believe that's it.
I mean, I can never top those plugs, man. All I got is follow me on Instagram and Twitter at PakiBruh, PAKIBRUH, bruh. And be sure, like Josh said, we got some amazing articles over at themediabyte.com. We got some amazing writers. We have an amazing team of hardworking people, like always on it 24/7. It really is awesome, and it really does help that you guys give the clicks, take a read. It's awesome. And I listen to the other shows too, like the other shows we have on the network. Sean's show, Radio Republic Outpost Radio. I
actually remembered it this week. I'm proud of myself.
And
I like practicing the mirror, like Republic Outpost Radio, Republic Outpost Radio,
Republic Outpost Radio. And I also listen to Comics and Coffee with Alex Batts and Evan, host that show. So yeah, be sure to give those a listen too. They're really awesome. And Josh, you got anything to say before we wrap it up?
I did. Who's storming Area 51 with me? Who?
Oh my god, those memes.
I need a ghost. I need a ghost, dog.
Those memes are the best.
Literally, the best meme of 2019 is people storming Area 51 because we want to see them aliens.
So apparently, okay, so like a couple days ago, the signature was at like 300,000, 400,000-ish. You want to know how much the signatures, how many signatures have been signed? I'm
going to say like 630,000.
Over 1 million signatures have been signed. I read that. I'm like, okay.
Like, we're all going to get mowed down.
If you guys haven't seen some memes, do a pleasure. And just like when you're laying in bed, just
look up Area 51
memes
on like Twitter or something like that.
Oh my god, it's so great. Like
fantastic meme.
100%. But yeah, and until next time, until the Area 51 raid, peace.
Deuces.